In this video, we're going to talk about how LSD is the god of America. But before we talk about that, quick announcement here slash advertisement. Yeah, I know you're sick and tired of me and shut the fuck up, Saeed. But if you have not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. This is a cool channel. And if you have subscribed, beside the subscribe button is a notification bell. Hit that notification bell so every time I upload something, you are notified. Advertisement ended. So, what I mean by LSD is the god of America. Now, I have behind me three pictures, if you see here. First one is by Duncan Trussell, who's a hilarious comedian. I mean, you can see him wearing some stuff and just cracking jokes. And then Wim Hof, and then at the bottom is Ram Dass and his guru Maharaji. So this story particularly, the LSD is the god of America. I actually got that from Ram Dass, from listening to one of Ram Dass's lectures, talks, which by the way you should be listening to. It's very, very enlightening. So quickly, briefly, for you guys who do not know who Ram Dass is, he was a Harvard professor of psychology, got kicked out because he was running psychedelic experiments in Harvard, out of all places, with Timothy Leary. So they got kicked out for doing too much psychedelics and causing too much of a scene. And Ram Dass ended up going to India because he wanted to figure out what is it that happens when you're on LSD or mushrooms. Like, what are psychedelics? He suspected they're associated with higher consciousness, and he suspected that maybe the East has maps for these consciousness. So he went around looking for people who can tell him about what LSD is, and ultimately he stumbled upon his guru Maharaji, who's associated with many miracles and paranormal things, and he was described as a very loving spirit, a very a perfected self-realized being by Ram Dass and many other people who were in the presence of this guru. So anyway, very interesting stuff. You should further look into it if you have not done so. I listen to Ram Dass almost on a daily basis because, I mean, his talks are just so enlightening. So, in one of his talks, he had a teacher, right? So this is his guru Maharaji, and he had a teacher. You know, he spent some time in the Himalayas, and he had a teacher. So he asked his teacher, this is not the guru, not the one beside him, but his other teacher, who's also like a very, very close to being a self-realized being, according to Ram Dass. And he asked his teacher, what is LSD? Like, what is LSD? And his teacher told him that LSD is the avatar of God appearing in material form in a materialistic country like America. And that really fascinated me, and I stopped and I had to listen to it a few more times. Let's repeat that. Ram Dass asked his teacher, not his guru, his teacher, what is LSD? What is this LSD? What does it do? What is its role? And his teacher's answer was, LSD is the avatar of God showing itself in material form in a materialistic country like the United States of America. And so maybe it's good to quickly brush on the concept of avatar. In Hinduism, an avatar is an incarnation of God. You know, so Krishna and Ram are incarnations of Vishnu, who's the Godhead. You know, there's Vishnu, Shiva, Brahman, but Vishnu is the preserver. And so Ram and Krishna are physical avatars, incarnations of God. So they have all the powers of God. They are self-realized, they are God. So the idea here is that LSD is God manifesting in physical form in a materialistic country like America. And the rest of his answer, the second part of his answer was, it's there to wake the young folks up in Kali Yuga. That's the purpose of LSD according to Ram Dass's teacher, is that it's there to wake up the young folks in the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga in Hinduism is supposed to be like the Dark Ages, the worst of the worst, where people are completely lost and there's little to no spiritual connection with their source, spiritual awareness. So we're probably in the Kali Yuga right now. And so LSD essentially then is God showing itself in a materialistic form to wake people up in a materialistic country. Because if you're in a materialistic country, in a materialistic society, even though if you're trying to go beyond the material, if you're pre-programmed to be materialistic, then it makes sense that the thing that's gonna wake you up from this materialism is a material thing. It's a material thing, right? A material object in the form of LSD, let's say. Like that makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. I mean, you're pre-programmed to be materialistic, you see? So it's gonna take some materialistic thing to wake you up into your spiritual nature. And I thought that's fascinating, because I've always thought that the LSD and the magic mushrooms are God manifesting itself to wake other parts of itself up. So when I eat mushrooms, for example, I am eating God. This is God manifest in the form of mushrooms to wake other parts of God, so humans, up from sleep, from attachment to the material world, from thinking that all there is just material. And that's pretty fascinating, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. I really do look at these things. I look at everything as God now. When I'm eating food, I'm like, this is God eating God. This is God giving nourishment to God. This is God becoming one with God. I mean, really, when you think about it, eating food, that's an act of union. That's an act of yoga. That's God merging with God. And it's really trippy when you start to think about all of this like that. And so, yeah, in the same way that Krishna and Ram were physical incarnations of God, and as Ram Das and many other people would argue that his guru, Maharaji, is also a self-realized being. And in the same way, then a materialistic country, a materialistic society like America and North America, it only makes sense that God would show itself in a material form to wake itself up from sleep. What else? Did I want to talk about something else here? Yeah, I just think if you start to entertain the idea that everything is God, then every act and every breath becomes a yoga, a union, a merging with the divine, a merging of God with God. You can think of Jesus also as an avatar, an incarnation of God that incarnated in the Middle East area. And I think, these avatars have been showing up in all across time and space, all across, in all human societies and non-human societies alike. This is the game of hide and seek, of God hiding from itself and then finding itself back into itself through playing the game within the context and framework of time and space, and then going beyond time and space into timelessness and spacelessness, into the void, into the emptiness, into the isness of it all. So anyway, different video for those more philosophical rants. Just wanted to share this idea with you guys here. I think it's pretty fascinating. And that's about it. If you suffer with any form of anxiety, even a little minor one, and you're looking for solid ways not to be anxious anymore, then I have a free mini report called 5 Anxiety Hacks. It's a freebie. It's for free. You can download it. You will find the link for it in the description, and I'll remember to leave it in the comments as well. It'll really help you. I used to have problems with anxiety, and now, as you can probably tell in these videos, I am not very anxious. Let's just put it that way. And I know that anybody can be not so anxious and pretty confident. So that's the mini report. Another freebie that I got is 5powerfulhabits.com. This is a slightly longer report, and it's just about developing daily habits, man. Daily habits that'll help you on this journey, whatever that journey happens to be, whatever your trip is. Okay. And it's also for free, so links in the description, in the comments, guys. Okay. God bless you all. I love every single one of you guys, but don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.